How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today I want to talk to you about six of the top cryptos to buy here today. And these are cryptos that I've been buying over the last couple months. They have some big news and I want to cover here with you today, talk to you about why you might want to buy these. Now, I'm mostly sticking to some of the big caps. I do have one that's a little bit further down the list, but I want to talk to you about these because I think there's still a ton of potential in crypto and there's a lot of excitement in crypto right now about what could come next. So if you guys like this, please hit the like button. It spreads this video out to more people. Also hit subscribe so you get more videos like this in the future. And let me know what cryptos you think I should be adding to my list for the next video. If it's something that's a little bit smaller, let me know down below in the comment section. Be careful of all those scammers down there that are trying to impersonate me. I'm never going to try to reach out for a DM. Now, the first crypto on this list has to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done extremely well recently, and we've seen it pop up from about $37,000 just a few weeks ago to now $48,000. Now, why is this happening? Well, there's one major buyer of Bitcoin right now, and that's Luna. They now hold over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin and have plans to buy $3 billion in the immediate term and $10 billion over the long term. Now, this has caused a lot of excitement. It's caused a lot of buying pressure too. Pretty much every other day, they're buying 125 million. This seems to push up the market $1,000 to $2,000. And in the meantime, a lot of people are trying to get in before the next pump. So there's a lot of excitement. Also, we did hear from Grayscale yesterday. They're threatening the SEC with legal action if their Bitcoin ETF is rejected. This is pretty interesting. Now, some people are saying that all options are on the table. So whether they actually do this, it's kind of up in the air, but they are saying that everything's on the table and we are willing to do what we have to get the SEC to approve a Bitcoin ETF. So if that actually gets approved this year, that will be another huge, massive catalyst for cryptocurrency. And I've covered how many people are going to be buying Bitcoin a lot recently with it going to people's bank accounts, so I won't do that today, but that is a huge, huge thing that could happen this year. Also, the second crypto that we should talk about, since we're already kind of talking about it, is Luna. Luna is pushing up over $100 today, and it has been doing extremely well. Now, part of this is because of the hype of the Bitcoin backing, but they were doing well before that. The cool thing about Terra is, the thing that I really like, is it's almost a bear market hedge as of now. Of course, anything can happen in a bear market, but Terra has done really well when we've seen some downturns in the past, and that's because of their burning mechanism. Just because you can take Terra and burn it to get UST, which is now one of the most popular stablecoins out there. You can burn Terra to get UST and then go put it in Anchor. That's a really high yielding, pretty safe, in my opinion, way of getting some extra yield if we do go through some turbulent times. So people are burning Terra, thereby decreasing the circulating supply and increasing the price. That's why it's in the top 10. It's a crypto that kind of set the stage for that kind of mechanism for burning the actual token to get the stable coin, then having a really popular app or a really popular dApp to then get some good interest. So I think other cryptocurrencies are probably already trying to do the same. And it also sets a way for other cryptos to back their own tokens with Bitcoin. So that's a really interesting thing and a really bullish thing that could happen in the future for all of crypto, because once more cryptos start backing their own crypto with Bitcoin, people will get more interested in that crypto because there's more safety and there's more buying pressure on Bitcoin, which causes Bitcoin's price to go up, which causes all the altcoins prices to go up, and then they can buy more Bitcoin. It's kind of an interesting thing. Now, just before we get to the next one, I do want to talk to you about a partner of the channel, Masterworks. So over the last couple months, I have just been noticing that I hate stress, especially when the markets are down and you just constantly see red and red and red. It'd be nice to have some kind of hedge. And you can't really sit too much in cash these days because of inflation. At 8%, you really need to have your money somewhere, which is why I want to talk to you about Masterworks. Masterworks allows you to buy pieces of art and there's no minimum investment. So you can get access to a Banksy or some of these other artists. And the rate of return has been really good recently with a 15.8% net annualized track record. They have over 100 total offerings, and they allow you to buy these fractional shares of art. The interesting thing about art is people that have expensive art don't typically sell it. They don't typically have to sell it when we go through red markets. So these hold up pretty well when we do see red in the market. That's why I want to talk to you about investing with the link underneath the video. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Now, the next crypto on this list is actually Ethereum. So Ethereum is one that I've actually trimmed down a little bit recently, and I'll tell you why here in a second, but I'm still bullish on Ethereum. So we see here that the Google Trends for Ethereum merge is going exponential. It's growing like crazy. So many people are curious what this Ethereum merge is. So this will take them from proof of work to proof of stake, making them much less inflationary. So right now you can see that since EIP 1559, we have a net reduction of about 55% of Ethereum. So it still is inflationary, but since August last year, it's much less inflationary. With Ethereum 2.0, it's actually going to become deflationary. Now, what happens after this is they really have to focus on increasing their transactions per second. They're just not able to do that many transactions. I believe it'll go up to about 20 transactions per second after this Ethereum merge, not technically Ethereum 2.0. I just call it Ethereum 2.0 because it's easier. That's what they used to call it. So they will still need a lot of work on growing their TPS, but as time goes on, they will focus on that a little bit more, especially after the merge, and hopefully they can get closer to the likes of some of these other smart contract platforms. Now, they have almost 9% of all ETH staked in their 2.0 contract, which is a significant amount. Now, I trimmed my position recently, even though all this exciting stuff is coming. I think once they actually flip to Ethereum 2.0, it'll become deflationary, and that will be a great thing. But the one thing that I worry about is, well, two things I worry about. First of all, do they get delayed? That is something to consider if there's some kind of capitulation event because they delay Ethereum 2.0 again and they push it back. That's happened several times before. I think that could happen, and that could cause the price to go down. Also, there is going to be about 9% that could be unlocked of the overall Ethereum circulating supply, or the overall supply of Ethereum. So you have to pay attention to that. That could induce some selling. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit of a sell of the event, where a lot of people get this Ethereum back after having it staked, because right now they can't touch it. You notice that there's never a dip because they can't touch it. They get their Ethereum back and they take some profits, because some of these people had bought it at $200, $300 per ETH. So that would make sense to take 10x gains or 15, 20x gains, especially if we're at $5,000, $6,000. Now, another crypto you have to keep on your list is Solana. So in the CoinShares investor report yesterday, we saw Solana had a large inflow. It had $87 million, which is the most that I've ever seen from any altcoin over here, and is a huge amount. Now, why are so many people betting on Solana? Well, there's just a lot built on Solana. They right now are still in their beta mode, but they have 750 dApps already built on Solana. They have another 750 in the works, which means that they have about half the amount of dApps that Ethereum has now, or they will have half the amount of dApps. And they're almost like a better Ethereum right now already. They're processing at 50, 60, 70,000 transactions per second and can handle so much more that a lot of different dApps are going to be built on Solana just because the cost is much too expensive on Ethereum. That's why it's come back so strong. You can see it is up about 28% in the last month compared to some other cryptos that are up 5-7%. You do want to have some Solana if you don't already. I've been adding to this and Terra a lot over the last couple months. And then the next crypto on the list is Cardano. Now, Cardano, I actually sold half of recently, but I did want to include it because they are getting a higher allocation in Grayscale's new smart contract fund. Now, I am not adding to Cardano. Like I said, I just trimmed the position, but if you're highly convicted in Cardano, this is good news. They also have more TVL that's being locked up, or total value locked, which is a good thing. It's over $300 million right now. It's still very small compared to some of the other cryptos out there. I mean, just look at something like Terra, which is at 28 billion. Phantom even is at 6 billion. So there's still better options if you're looking just for TVL, but they do have a lot of fans. So in case you have been wanting to add to your Cardano position, this isn't a bad spot just because there is a lot of momentum in the market and they have had some big pieces of news. And the last one on this list is Polygon. Let's look at some of the big news for Polygon. They have so much news here. Indian government uses Polygon to issue verifiable cash certificates. British crypto investment firm launches Avalanche Cosmos Polygon ETPs. Polygon launches mobile burning capabilities for Matic tokens. Microsoft's Minecraft goes Web3 with NFT worlds on Polygon. So much excitement recently, and I'm just going to cover this one thing. We know that when one crypto does something well, other cryptos follow. And Ethereum, whether you like it or not, they did implement a very successful EIP 15559 burning mechanism, and now it's also live on Polygon. So Polygon is going to be burning tokens now. I believe this doesn't really cut out too many tokens. I believe it's less than 0.5% a year. I think it's around 0.3%. is going to be burned, but still, that's one more thing that will push up the price of Polygon. And as more people get into the crypto world, Polygon's really easy to use. It reminds me of Solana and how cheap it is and how easy it is compared to something like Ethereum. Now, Polygon's a little bit more expensive. I think it's like 5 or 15 cents for a fee, transaction fee. Obviously, it's dependent on what's happening at the time, but 5 to 15 cents. Solana's less than 1 cent. So there is a significant difference when you look at multiples of the transaction fee, but it's still so much less expensive than something like Ethereum. So those are the cryptos on the list. If you guys want smaller cryptos, let me know. But Bitcoin, Ethereum, also Cardano, Solana, Terra, and we have Polygon down here as well. All of these, I think, could do well in the future. Some I am adding to actively. Actually, 2 I've trimmed recently for certain reasons, but I think you have to pay attention to these cryptos. They all have a lot of momentum, and the market is looking very green. So let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Definitely check out the link underneath the video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.